We're discussing a variety of issues. The whole Middle East is erupting like a volcano around us, and we have a lot to talk about.
When you say it's erupting like a volcano, what do you mean?
Look at what happened in Egypt in the recent 2 years, what's happening daily in Lebanon, in Syria, of course, and of course, Iran in the background. That's a lot of things to talk about, and in fact, we are here also to thank the British government for taking the initiative in defining the Hezbollah as a terrorist group in the EU, as well as its joining of the sanctions that, as you well defined it, are biting, but we are extremely skeptical about their capacity to bring the Ayatollahs to a point where they say that the game is over, let's give up the military nuclear program.
All right, so you mentioned sanctions there, and we're talking, of course, about Iran, just so our viewers know what we're talking about. I mean, your own president, as I said, Shimon Peres, seems to think it's working. One rather assumed he was saying, well, let's carry on with this.
Look, we are always hopeful to see that somehow the sanctions will bite so deep that the whole thing will collapse. We don't believe it. We are realistic enough and experienced enough in the Middle East to be extremely skeptical. By their own actions, the Iranians delayed or stretched the window of opportunity for several more months so that we can contemplate what to do till early spring or next summer, but that's about the time frame.
Well, you talked about, you mentioned your discussions here in Britain, but no doubt the British government will be telling you that it actually believes that sanctions are the right thing to do and the right thing to pursue.
I've said we highly appreciate the position of the British government.
No, but the fact of the matter is, you think it's not enough, and they think it is the right thing to do. So there is a difference of opinion there.
No, it's not about opinion. It's about the bottom line. We will live, all of us, I hope, and we'll see whether the Iranians are led to a moment of truth where the Ayatollahs decide to put an end to the nuclear military program. If they won't, we feel committed to what we have said.
All right. I should say, of course, if Iran were sitting here, someone from Iran, they'd be saying it is not a military program, their nuclear program. But, OK, you're sceptical about sanction. What is it? What is it that you want to do next? What more do you think people should be doing?
Look, first of all, it's not about a discussion between us and the Iranians. You have an international body, the IAEA, in Vienna, and they say loud and clear there is no difference in our intelligence judgment here in this capital, in Israel or in Washington. The Iranians are determined to defy and deceive the whole world and to reach nuclear military capability, to go in the footsteps of Pakistan and North Korea. Of course, they did not yet decide to build a device for obvious reasons. They are worried that it will lead to much tougher action to block them. We are all with the same rhetoric. Namely, we are committed to prevent them from turning nuclear.
All right, so what do you want to do over and above sanctions? What do you want to do over and above sanctions?
I want to see the sanctions tightened even more, as the direction seems to be, and I expect all players to pass a judgment toward the end of winter, whether it works or not. Because before very long, if we sit idle, Iranians might cross a certain red line,
and then
beyond which the Iranian nuclear issue will remain an issue for TV commentators, for philosophers or historians, not for decision makers.
But you're not telling me. OK, so let's say you tighten up the sanctions, you wait till the end of winter, whenever that is. I mean, let's assume it's something like sort of February, March next year, and then what? What do you want to happen?
I want the world to block Iran from turning nuclear.
Yeah, but how?
That's the explicit commitment of the rest of the world.
But how?
We would love to have it through TV conversations, even diplomacy or sanctions. But if not, we are determined not to let them turn nuclear. I believe leaders of the world when they say that no option is off the table. When they say it, I hope they mean it. We mean it.
You mean it. In other words, military action.
No, it's not inevitable. If the Iranians will yield to the sanctions, or if someone decide to reach it in any other way, we will not reject or lie on the road to block it. But if nothing of this kind will happen, we in Israel believe that when it comes to the intentions of a regime that makes a clear statement, explicit statements about the need to wipe Israel out of the pages of history, we believe that we have to take him seriously when he tries to develop nuclear weapons.
Okay.
And we mean what we say. We are determined not to let it happen.